Hello, this is Patrick Barnard. It is December 24th, 2024. Another short commentary on a book. In this case, the book is Whalefall. And this is, I believe, a work of genius. Those are strong words, but I think this is a wonderful book. The author is a young woman, a very young woman from Birmingham, England, called Elizabeth O'Connor. To write this book, which is about the life of fisher people on a very barren island off the coast of Wales in 1938, to write this book, Elizabeth O'Connor, who comes from Birmingham, drew on the experience of her Irish grandfather, who came from the Irish coast, and her Welsh grandmother, Olwen, who was a Welsh speaker, and also, Elizabeth O'Connor says, a master storyteller. In this novel, you have a wonderful 18-year-old woman. In 1938, the war is looming, on this very difficult island with no trees, with a very small population. Her name, the protagonist's name, is Manod. And Manod in Welsh means fine snow. Her father she calls Tad, not Dad, but Tad. Her mother is dead. And she has a lovely sister called, in English, Linos, or in Welsh, and I'm going to do a bad job with this, Llynnos, L-L-I-N-O-S. She is the young girl. Manod is the 18-year-old young woman. Tad, the father, is off on his own a lot. He's a lobster fisherman, and he has a very, very hard life. These people live with the sea, and the sea is a part of them. And Elizabeth O'Connor deliberately chose her inspiration from certain geographical areas, coastal areas of the British Isles, places in Scotland and the Outer Hebrides, off the coast of Kerry, the Aran Islands, and of course, islands off of Wales. Places where very few people live, and historically where people eked out their living with the sea, really. The sea is a tremendous force in this very short book. You'll notice it's not very large. It's about 150 pages or so. It's published in the United States by Pantheon Books. They picked it up because Elizabeth O'Connor is a writer of enormous talent. And my own feeling is, actually, when you have a talent as great as this, it can be difficult. This is her first novel, Whalefall. And she spent 4 years writing it, not that much time rewriting it. It is like a long prose poem. It is truly a beautiful book. Manod is this wonderful person. Two English intellectuals, scientists, anthropologists come to visit the island. Their names are Edward and Joan. They are very attracted to Manod for various reasons, but one is instrumental. She has learned how to speak English, but she's a Welsh speaker, so she helps them translate documents. And Manod is very, very intelligent, exceptionally intelligent. Her name in Welsh means fine snow. Her sister's name, Llynnos, means linnet, and is a very popular name for a young girl in Welsh because it has all the associations of melody and lyricism and singing. Manod is a wonderful person. She is the narrator in this book. She is coming of age in 1938. She has a relationship with the man, Edward. Joan, the female scientist, seems to get on with her very well, but Joan is actually a supporter, it seems, of Oswald Mosley, the British fascist, in the 1930s. The two scientists feed off the people of the island, really. When they go away, they take away some of Manod's beautiful embroideries, because not only is she terribly intelligent and a good translator for the two scientists, but she's a natural seamstress. She makes these embroidered patterns which reflect all the beauty of the island, and the two scientists take those tapestries, those embroideries away. Elizabeth O'Connor has in the back of her mind the Aran Islands and the way in which the life of people on the Aran Islands was actually distorted by people who came to write about the islanders and to make films about them and got everything mixed up. And a lot of that happens in this book. The book is beautiful. The book has this tremendous feeling of people who have a very dangerous living from the sea. And Elizabeth O'Connor has said that one of her inspirations was this person here, Rachel Carson. Now that's a copy of Rachel Carson's first book, Under the Sea Wind. And it's all about the relationship in a coastline between the land and the sea, and then the creatures that live in that intermediate zone. In Whalefall, the people who live in this intermediate zone are the animals, the fish, and the human beings. They are living in this extraordinary ecological intermediate zone between land and water, and you always feel the water in the book. By the end of the book, Manod learns about these foreigners and what they're like. They're from the mainland. She doesn't suffer from disillusion. She's immensely strong, although that's never said in that way. And you feel that, like many other people, she is going to leave this island. It's an island without a name because it represents all these other places that O'Connor is thinking about. I think this book is probably the most beautiful book that I have read this year. So I'm giving this book to a friend of mine, of ours, who has actually the same name as the author and who knows the area of Kerry in Southern Ireland very, very well. I'm giving the book away, but I'm going to buy another copy of it because it's like a long poem. And I'm going to reread the book, and I'm going to mark it up, and I'm going to enjoy it just as I would a long, epic poem. This book has that kind of quality. I think it's one of the great books of the past decade.